You know what I should do?
Nigga flexing out here paper chasing. I'm just trying to get it, counting all these fringers. Looking at my watch, so illuminated. Rolling up a paper, it's a celebration. Waking up and my swag is on. What them niggas saying? I flex in any zone. For a bird, I'm swinging like I'm Larry Holmes. I wish a nigga test me in these Michael Jordans. Came from living in the projects, had to get this work and try to make a profit. Whip it by the wrist until I'm seeing commas. Whip it by the wrist until it's out the socket. Shoebox stash where I kept deposits. In and out the pockets, in and out the pockets. Having money problems. This is how I solved it. Trapping out the apartment, trapping out the project. Young nigga flexing, out here paper chasing. I'm just trying to get it, counting all these frankers. Looking at my watch, so illuminated. Rolling up a paper, it's a celebration. God Almighty is the way I'm living. I can see the future like it's rag the riches. Back when I didn't really have the bitches, all I had was music and a bag of wishes. Young nigga flexing, out here paper chasing. I'm just trying to get it, counting all these frankers. Looking at my watch, so illuminated. Rolling up a paper, it's a celebration. It's a celebration. Young nigga flexing, out here paper chasing. I'm just trying to get it, counting all these frankers. Looking at my watch, so illuminated. Rolling up a paper, it's a celebration. It's a celebration. It's a celebration with my bitches ass smoking medication, sipping medication. I be hella wasted, yeah, I'm into that. If I take your life, you ain't gon' get it back. I wake up, I put my ratchet on. I can't never ever leave my ratchet home, cause this niggas plotting on me back at home. Niggas trippers with me like a chaperone. I've been through a lot, I done seen a bunch. That shit change me, nigga, I can't even front. Fakest niggas be the one that see a blunt. Pistol on me even when I'm eating lunch. Now I'm getting money, I can't even stunt. All these lawyer fees, all these open cases, all these bitches on me, I don't know they face. If I ain't in the text, I'm probably in the playlist. Young nigga flexing, I hit paper chasing. Won a couple features, that's a couple Frankins. Look at me in my eyes, tell me why you hating. Roll it up in blazes, smoking with my blazers. God Almighty, I'ma make a killing. I can see the future like it's rack the riches. Back when I ain't even had a vision, I just had a pistol and a bag of wishes. Young nigga flexing, I hit paper chasing. Won a couple features, that's a couple Frankins. Look me in my eyes, tell me why you hating. Roll it up in blazes, smoking with my blazers. God Almighty, I'ma make a killing. I can see the future like it's rack the riches. Back when I ain't even had a vision, I just had a pistol and a bag of wishes. Young nigga flexing, out here paper chasing. I'm just trying to get it, counting all these Frankins. Looking at my watch, so illuminated. Rolling up a paper, it's a celebration. Like the green in the bed like a season. When I like it, I'm swiping the visa. Smoking the flight, see you wanna see. Flow with a window, the back of the beam. New Versace, I took to the cleaner. D700, start running Adidas. Swag out the chart, I just broke the meter. Been on the block with the trappers and schemers. The kids that don't sleep, I get labeled a dreamer. Yeah, I'm the achiever, yeah. Covered in gold like I'm freezing your girl. Eat up the wood like a beaver. I want the face, not the rush, you can keep her. Not a believer, don't think you can keep her. Yeah, I'm hot-headed, but don't have a fever. Yeah, flow too sick. Calling me Debo, got hit with a brick. I caught a Sprite, then fall off the rim. They thinking I'm her with this ice in my wrist.
Yo, he's going crazy right now. Yeah, right, buddy? This is my dog. His name is Rick. Big 2. Welcome back to the episode Unpopular Opinion. My name is Nigel Naheem Low 5 Austin. Do or die A-High. Please unmute your mic and introduce yourself. You're muted. You're muted.
I didn't even know it's my fault. I was trying to make sure y'all ain't hear me doing the intro. What's good? We here though.
Trim Seto. What it do?
Hold on, man. Another day. Your dog is going crazy back there in my scene.
Man.
Living his best life, though.
Yeah. We've been going for a little bit, like a little minute. So, everybody got, we got our own things going on. Got the dog going crazy in the back. You better not knock on my door. That guitar case, Trevor, is from Stevenson.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was an AK over there.
Nah. Trevor gave me that. You know what I mean? He was like, go ahead. I was like, alright.
The guitar case or the guitar?
The case, the bag.
You know what's crazy? I've been thinking about recently. Like, yeah, I think I might give me a trumpet.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I thought about teaching myself how to play the saxophone, but I was like, I don't know if I got the chops for that. You know what I mean?
You definitely need some.
You need the chops for that. Not everyone could just.
Wouldn't work for that.
You need the chops. And if I taught myself how to play guitar, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty confident of teaching myself how to play another instrument. And there's so many jazz songs out there that it's like, damn. Imagine you playing it for your girl. You know what I mean?
My thing is just like, you get a trumpet or something like that, that's loud. Like,
it is loud. Go. I mean, you go. Well, I got a backyard. You play outside in the backyard. You don't gotta. You know what I mean?
I ain't got no backyard. I'm backyard to the city.
But anyways,
They gonna start throwing dollars at me. I go in front of where I live and start playing the trumpet.
I seen this dude on IG. He was playing the trombone in the street. Did y'all see that?
Nah.
Yo, some black dude was playing the trombone like the streets of New York. Fire.
He's playing like to hip hop music or something.
Yeah, it's on IG. I'm about to show y'all, but it's good. I was like, alright, he got it. But that's a talent. Speaking of talent, you got the Olympics going on. It's getting a little crazy. Your girl Simone, like, I can't do it. I don't know what her deal was, but I don't know. Like, I watched the
I thought that's what they get into it for.
Right.
For this stage.
I watched her the qualifying, the team qualifying, like their performance. I guess that's what it's called. And she was messing up. Like, you clearly seen it. Like, for example, the floor routine. Do y'all know what the floor routine is?
What's the floor routine?
The floor.
I'm trying to look just now, but
the floor routine is when it's like the big ass floor and they go and dance and fucking jump from this corner to that corner and this and that.
Yeah.
And one of her attempts, she like landed, like she jumped mad high up, triple backflip, I don't know, whatever, 360 windmill dunk. And then when she landed off the mat. And it was like, and when it happened, everybody was like, oh, whoa. Like, what happened to her?
Off the mat?
Yeah, like she landed, boom, and she jumped off the mat. Like, I don't know, it was.
Did she fall? Was she good?
She was good. It ain't like it didn't appear that she was hurt or anything, but it was like, yeah, something not right. You know, something not right. And I don't know. I just feel like she talking about, oh, it's her mental problems and she got is something mental going on or whatever. But I don't know. Like, I just think like I don't think she was ready for them lights, because I feel like in the past 4 years since the last Olympics, all the spotlight has been on her. Like, oh my God, Simone Biles. But now that, you know, we expecting and she ain't delivering. That's just what I took from the like, if y'all watch the team quals leading up to the team final, it just looks like she had good scores, but it was nowhere near or what she could have done. And I feel like that pressure got to her, and then she like, oh, mental. You know? I feel like it was a cop out. I'm sorry, I'll be the first one to say it. I feel like it was a cop out.
It could be, just because like you don't wait for this moment to start feeling this way. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Right, unless something happened leading up. Like if she had like, I don't know.
No, but mental health is not really stressed enough. I know. I feel like because people say it's not spoken about enough, that more people feel like they going through things. Like, I don't know. I don't remember as many people feeling like they was like off, or maybe just nobody back then was talking about it, or maybe
there was no awareness. The awareness wasn't there as it should have been. We could,
right, because you say mental health, you think like somebody is not there. Like,
you're right. Yeah. You have better words than me. I was about to say something wild.
I mean, also, what probably if like the pandemic last year, and then this year you finally and then everybody like what you call it is not really able to be a fan like usual. And even I'm hearing that a lot of people in Tokyo don't want the Olympics to go on. So like, with a lot of that outside noise is the things that's affecting her actual.
Hold on. Please introduce this dude that's late. Always black. Yo, we always late. Say hello to the world.
He must got something to say.
Like I said what I said, and if you did not hear what I said,
I've been watching. You don't have to. I've been watching.
Okay.
I've been watching, and that's why I'm here.
Well, go ahead.
Interject.
Go ahead, Austin. Finish your statement.
So like I was saying, like I do think to an extent it do make me question some people that, hey, maybe some people could use the mental thing as a cop out, but I also think, what if Olympics just this year, after dealing with COVID, because I can't speak for everybody else, but I was going through a lot last year, and then now you doing Olympics, and then there's really no fans to cheer you on, and that might be a part of a lot of people how they get up and do what they gotta do, and you're in a country where most of the people saying they really don't want you there.
You can't
deal with all that stuff every day as you're waking up trying to do what you gotta do.
You can't say that they don't want you there. It's the Olympics, you know.
It's about. I mean, at the end of the day, though, if you're an athlete,
wait. My fault, Charles. How you can't say that? How you can't say that, Nigel?
Because it's the Olympics. You think they like, oh, Americans? I don't want Americans here. I don't think it's.
Yes,
I don't think it's. I don't think it's that. It's the Olympics. It's not like they tourists.
But also you got to think about COVID that happened last year. How many people died and how it started over in Asia, and then now you got a whole bunch of people from a whole bunch of different countries who you can't regulate, and then now in your country, and I think there's over at least 80 athletes who are already tested positive for COVID.
Well, so then if that's the case, they should have canceled it.
For regular people live there.
They should have canceled it.
Of course.
That's it. If it's such a word, they should have canceled it. That's how I see it.
But as a regular citizen, how much power do you have over that?
But that's the thing. Regular citizens aren't even there in attendance. They're not even there. The people
they're still in their streets.
The people that are cheering them on are mostly like staff, coaches, etc. Maybe a few exceptions, but yeah, what you said is right, Deron. They are in their streets, like during the triathlon. I was watching the men's and the women's. It was mad people outside watching. Mad people. You can't tell them people to go away.
And if you want to be honest, even before they decided to not let the average citizen go, they already had a poll and more people didn't want them to go. So that decision of citizens not wanting them to be there was even before they didn't allow them to go. They didn't want them to be there because of COVID in itself. Like, COVID is still around. It's still hitting. Shit, the new Delta variant is around. Like, they don't want it in the country because Japanese don't like American. Japanese don't really like anybody but Japanese. Like, you know what I mean? I'm in my country, but you got to think about the exposure it gives Japan. So the high, like the emperor, in his sense, you know, that's like Olympics is not gonna go back to Japan no time soon. Like, and not in this lifetime. So it's a once in a lifetime experience where, you know, the emperor will be like, man,
we gotta make some money.
Exactly. it's literally money. You're getting so much money from this simply because of you're hosting. Like, any hosting.
But that's my thing with athletes. Like, you could go through a mental breakdown, but if that's your only way you about to secure the bag.
No, see,
it ain't. You can't say only way.
So
I'm just saying that kind of.
You don't get paid for the Olympics.
So she can't compete on the Olympic level.
Wait, who?
I'm saying,
who are we talking about? Because I feel like Trevor's going another direction. Who are you talking about?
Who you was talking about originally?
I was talking about, we spoke about Simone, about how she said that, like, her mental whatever. Yeah.
So she can't perform.
That's why she withdrew from the team event.
But that's what I'm saying. So is she just not playing sports after this, or she just not doing Olympics?
No, think about it as the same thing Naomi Osaka did. When if you don't know what she did, was she withdrew from from the Wimbledon, from the French Open, for mental health issues. And Simone Biles' case is literally in the middle of competition. She felt herself not being who she, her usual self, which you probably can. She said she felt from trying to do a 2.5 flip and only did 1.5 and stumbled, blah blah blah. So I mean, at the end of the day, if you can do X, Y, Z. You just, for example, basketball. You could do a between the leg, tween, back, do all that, and you try to do it, and you can't do it. It's something off, and it's not physical. It may be something mental. Like in that case, gymnastics is way more dangerous than doing something like a crossover.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You don't want to play with your life like that.
Exactly. So if she feel like she's off like that, she makes the smart decision to withdraw. And I'm going to go back to Nigel, where Nigel was like the spot was on her. If you want to be technical, Simone Biles been around and the favorite since before 2016 Olympics. So she's been the favorite. She was the favorite in 2016 itself. So you saying like the spotlight's on her? It's always been on her.
You don't feel that it's been elevated since in the past 4 years? You don't feel like it just it's continue to grow?
Bro, she's been in the Olympics what, six years? She's already claimed world renowned as the greatest of all time. How much more pressure does it got than you're already the greatest of all time? If you have one stumble or one off day, it doesn't change anything because she wins worlds every year, worlds. So the same people she's competing against in the Olympics, she competes against every year in worlds and beats them every year. So it isn't that at this point she knows she's not even competing against other people. She's competing against herself, and she knows she's not her best. So if you know you're not your best and you feel like it's mental, you got to take that break just for your sanity. Because she fuck around and try to do a double flip, land on her neck, her career's over. She out here looking like Christopher Reeves. Know what I mean? No, look at
Bye. What you about to say, Austin?
I was about to say, like, when I do agree with Deron that she's been under the spotlight. But what I also do agree with Nigel in a way is that, like, I feel like she's been more opened or put on the screen towards the average or the regular fan, where she might have like elevated.
Austin.
Start date, like a goat. What?
Yeah, because you started breaking up, and it was just like
we having technical difficulties.
Yeah, I gotta find a better spot next time.
Definitely.
Wait, I just want to say something. I feel like this is gonna bring a spotlight on a whole different topic, which we already said we was gonna talk about, but I gotta bring it up anyway.
Bring it up.
They need to let athletes smoke weed.
Why?
Hey, because you don't have mental health problems when you smoke. I'm telling you. I'm a smoker. I'm speaking from experience. It's something in it that activates the effort. And there was another point that I wanted to say. When does an athlete reach their pinnacle? Like, why do athletes have to have such long careers? Why can't I just win and be like,
they don't.
I'm done?
They don't. It's by choice.
I guarantee you, if they smoke weed, 2-3 years in the league, I'm done. All right, I got my ring. All right, cool. Money.
I mean,
some people stick around and end up more stressful and forget what was the whole purpose why they got into it. They don't love the sport no more, and they start hating themselves. Who wants that?
But then some people like Tom Brady, he stayed in because he still loves it. He still wants to keep on winning. So I think it varies from person to person, and even with weed, like, I think each person can say they had different experiences when it comes to weed. Like,
but that's not the.
Like, to me, it's
because you're gonna drift elsewhere. There's not about. Because it's not about. Oh, everyone needs to smoke weed. If you like smoking weed, you smoke weed. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what other people's experiences with it. It says if you had a good experience with it, they shouldn't be able to penalize you because you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, but what I was saying to what you was saying is that some people can enjoy it, but it doesn't mean it also doesn't affect them in a negative way, is what I'm saying. And that's why it might be hard to regulate that.
Go ahead, Theron. Go ahead, my boy.
Affect them in a negative way?
I'm gonna let Theron go, and then I'll go back to that.
Okay, all right, so one, depends on the sport. I'm gonna say it depends on the sport.
Why?
Right or wrong.
Why?
So, track. Like I watched a lot. If you want to bring up the Sha'Carri, Sha'Carri Richardson, that whole situation. I'm an avid track. Like I am
A fan.
like, track watcher.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I am a super fan. If Nigel's a fan, I'm a super fan. So I've had this conversation plenty of times, right? So people upset that she got suspended for smoking weed, and like, oh, why don't you let her smoke weed? It's just weed. It's not as simple as it's just weed. Why? Because think about it like this. Of course, she's a sprinter, so she's just running. So let's think about shot put throwers, javelin throwers. People who do field events. You can't say, oh, sprinters could smoke, but the throwers can't. Like then you're regulating on in the sport itself.
Why a javelin thrower can't smoke?
You don't think that throwing a javelin is dangerous?
When you
in general.
Yeah. I mean, I see people drive high. Like
people do a lot of things high.
Exactly.
So there's people who function, and there's some people who end up doing something. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people who smoke also say some dumb things, be like, do some dumb things, and be like, oh nah, I thought it was this. Like you got to think about the safety of the sport at that. Like it can the thing is, it can happen under the drug. It's not that it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen.
It's a possibility.
I get that. But if you are dealing with something deadly like a javelin, I've seen people almost get hit with that, and there was nothing wrong with the person who threw it.
So, with that being said, why would you allow somebody to smoke? And if you can potentially get hurt, and they're not smoking, why would you allow them to smoke, right?
So then, I do think I take that back. A javelin thrower can't smoke.
And if you can't, and then if you say one person can't do it in a sport, you gotta say all. You can't limit.
But this is my thing though. I feel like, all right, cool. You don't smoke before the event, but who says you can't be a weed smoker and still go perform?
You can be a weed smoker,
do a sobriety test. Like it ain't that hard to figure out if someone's sober or not. But just because I smoked yesterday, that means I can't compete today. Like that's crazy.
I would say so. Then when would be the limit? Like how many days or how many hours would you put that you can't smoke before or after the game?
But can you can't even say that because you can't say that because you can't regulate the intake. You can't be like, I smoked 3 days ago. How you gonna regulate that? It's not like Theron said. It's not alcohol.
They can see how high the THC level is in your blood at that current moment to know if you just smoked or not. Like they can tell if it was yesterday. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm pretty sure she ain't just blaze up before. Like you know what I'm saying? Like come on, she's not at the starting line. Like hold up, pass me my spliff. I'ma hit this and then go run. I'm saying if you smoke. If you smoke in your life, it stays in your system for months. So you could have smoked 3 months ago, and they're gonna say you can't race right now. Like that's crazy. No,
I'm pretty sure there's a limit. Once you're above that THC limit or whatever they test for a limit, then because I'm pretty sure I've known college track runners, and they get tested just like professionals do because it's the NCAA. Who I've seen smoke. And still go to track meets, and when they get tested, they're clean. Because again, with track runners too, you can get it out by sweating. they practice every day, 3-4 hours a day, doing extreme ass training. So it gets out their system faster than the average human. So with that being said, again, I'm just gonna revert back. I don't see my whole thing was I don't see the problem in people smoking, right? It's not about you smoking or not. It's you're a professional athlete. This is your job.
And these are the rules.
While the rules are there, just
You
don't
gotta
do it.
abide by the rules.
You gotta abide by the because that's your livelihood. That's your livelihood. That's how you get paid.
No, that's a fact.
You then break the rule, and now people is like, why is that a rule? If that was the problem, that should have been addressed before she broke the rule. Like, I should have been advocating for that rule to be changed a year ago, 2 years ago.
I've been advocating for that when Michael Phelps.
But the thing about Michael Phelps, when he did it, it wasn't during competition either. Though.
So there's a couple of things that's different from there. Right. He's right with one. Two, track is different from swimming. Like, it's not the Olympics that are drug testing you. That's USATF. So the United States of America Track and Field Team, they drug you. They drug test you. And as a professional, you get drugged randomly. Like, if
man, I know J.R. Smith smoked weed.
And that's the NBA. See, here's the thing with America. So America, everything is by the organizations, right? The NBA got its own thing. NFL, MLB. It's not United States drug testing you.
I'm pretty sure most of them that get caught, my fault to cut you short. I feel like most of them that get caught know the finesse and they did something wrong and they just got caught that one time.
It could be.
Professionals, it's no way you're gonna tell me we be looking at these professional lips turning purple as hell and we like they don't smoke. We know they smoke, but obviously as long as you can get around the system, they do it. Like, at this point, we know that they're easing up on all the marijuana, whatever. All the freaking drug rules, they definitely they're easing up on it. I know the MLB the NBA don't even test this year. They said they're not even testing. NFL, yeah, I definitely.
I'm about to go to the G League.
I think the NBA said they're not testing this year. I know the NFL are easing up on restrictions on it as well. But those are just, and they're like, and then I've seen a bunch of posts where people like the NFL, the NBA is doing it. That's not the same. That's a company. You know, the NBA is a company. NFL is a company. They do what they want because that's their rules. You can't say because they're doing it, being a professional track runner, which is professional track, it's worldwide. A lot of people they about to run against in the Olympics, they run against in pro track competition. It's called the Diamond League. They do it all the time. Like, they race each other all the time. So
they might be racing against somebody whose country doesn't even check for that.
They could be. Could be.
I think
country maybe. Well, the league will probably check for it, but the country will probably have their own restrictions as well.
I think how it goes is the IOC, which is called the forgot what it's called. It's something Olympics Committee. It's the International Olympic Committee, right? What they do is the country, whatever professional thing or whatever country you're in, the IOC has them do it. They send their drug test to the IOC for the Olympics. So regardless, they still getting tested by their country for whatever, like, but they have to send it to the IOC for them to be permitted into the Olympics to run. That's how it is. But with Sha'Carri, what happened was her since she popped positive, her times were invalid for that day, for that race. So although we all see her blow them niggas out, it was invalid because it's like although crazy. Obviously saying I'm not comparing weed to steroids. They're both on the ban list, so you got to treat them the same, right? Just like when Nesta Carter popped positive, that 4x1 team that Jamaica had that won in I think 2012 is not gold because he popped positive and they caught him.
So I just want to know, could somebody show up drunk, pick up the javelin and throw it?
They're not
Can
gonna
they
allow
show
that.
up? Nobody's gonna
No one's gonna
do that.
No, but there's room for that.
There is room for that because they took alcohol off the ban list in 2018. They just took that off the ban list. So it is people talking about weed is this that. Bro, alcohol just got taken off the ban list 2018 and alcohol been legal in America for how long?
It's prohibition.
Since like
Prohibition.
Yeah.
what's that, like 19?
Since America been America.
1920s.
1920s. It's been on the ban
That's like
list.
the 19th Amendment or something.
In 1969, it was like 69. It was a Olympic time. Somebody had to give up a gold medal because he got caught because he had alcohol in his blood levels. Had to give it up, and that's alcohol. That's not even weed. That's alcohol in the 60s. So I mean, like I said, I understand the rule is dumb. Like it's dumb, but at the end of the day, it's a rule.
It is.
And what they say, if you can't follow our rules, then we'll have chaos, right? Like if niggas can't abide by the rules, we might as well have a purge forever.
No.
Like,
No.
Somewhere in the world that's happening.
Imagine.
probably, and going crazy.
And Marvel is happening.
If there was a real purge, I'm in the crib.
Oh,
You know what I mean? What would you do? What would you do if there was a real purge? If you heard the alarm right now, what would you do?
I heard the alarm. I hear that shit all the time, so I wouldn't think nothing. There's always somebody who's driving by who's playing it, like trying to be slick.
I'm trying to think. What would I do?
I'm in the
There's
crib.
no point in
I'm in the crib, my man. It's what you going out there for, huh, Trev?
I need a
get some
gun.
guns. I probably go to one of the pawn shops that got all them guns. Just rack up real quick.
I don't even think you could. He might clap you when you walk in, like.
Exactly. You know how many people probably going to the local pawn?
Then that means we already behind the curve. If we don't got a gun by the time the purge start, we already behind the curve, which means we gotta hide.
You gotta board the windows up.
You gotta put metal plates on the windows. Boarding ain't gonna do nothing.
They can't just say, yo, tomorrow's the purge. You gotta give me like 6 months of preparation or something. You know, like, you gotta put that far down the line. I mean, we could do it. That's how y'all wanna go out. You know?
Yo, what you think? What would you think people in jail doing during the purge? Killing each other?
The same shit they doing now.
That's a good ass question.
Pull-ups? Like, what? Like, because they in jail, like, what they doing? Like,
Okay. So they in jail, so are the officers working?
I don't know. It's the purge. They probably running around like that.
day.
They probably stuck in there too to the day
Because
over.
that shit is we're
that's
talking maximum security, you know what I mean?
Nah, the prisoners are gonna take over that prison. 100%. There's no help coming. It's over.
No backup. There's no backup.
None.
And there's no way you can hide. Because they could get everywhere. Like,
Unless they already all in their cells. Tough.
Yeah.
Can't do shit.
Because then you like.
There's probably a Michael Scofield in there, finding the back way, going around.
Moving the toilet around.
It's definitely a nigga in there who got a door that lead him somewhere that nobody know.
If the purge really happened, I'm in the crib. It ain't. Why are you going outside? Why? The question is, why would you go outside, Trev?
Sooner or later,
Austin,
you have to go outside.
In that night, why? No, you don't.
I'm talking about the last movie, The Purge, is The Purge Forever or something like that, where it's like.
Oh, hey! If that movie came out, I ain't see it.
I don't think it's in the commercials.
They got Purge Forever? Nah, that's crazy. I mean, that sound like madness, but at some point, that's how life was, right? Like, You could just body somebody. That's what it was.
It's called the Wild
I
Wild
ain't like
West.
how
You ain't bodying nobody with a AR-15. Like, you bodying them because you hitting them with the machete out. Shing, shing. Like, you not.
Oh, when was the first machine assault rifle created?
World War One. So
Hey, was it easy back in the day? Bows and arrows. They had the machine arrow, like the.
No, they had the
the
muskets and stuff where they had to
you have to put the
shoot.
you got to put the gunpowder in, put the projectile in there, and then fire it off
That's
again.
crazy. Doing all that to load up one bullet and you miss.
And you just standing there to do it all over again.
Look at that, like, yo, don't hit.
Hold on. Hold
Stay
on.
right there. That's dumb
A
funny.
whole musket though. Man, nah, yeah, I'm in the crib. Also, what you doing during the purge? If they say it's tonight at 9 o'clock,
I'm in the crib, but if you give me 6 months, I'm outside.
you ain't outside. You ain't outside.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
I might be on the roof.
They had
Somebody running this building and you ain't getting in that one.
during the Civil War. They had a revolver. They had revolvers,
Okay.
but they had swords too.
I want to know. I'm pretty sure somebody back then had the AK. Just nobody could get it. Like somebody was the one who engineered it himself and was like, nah. What y'all thought y'all was about to do over here with the muskets?
I have to Google first.
What if somebody went back and
Austin.
and was at the Civil War?
Oh, man.
Nah, that's gonna create a multiverse because now it's a new timeline. You ain't in it. I ain't in it.
We ain't
And
in it.
whoever did that is ruler.
Yeah.
The first mass-produced assault rifle was the STG-44
That's what
during World War II.
Mass produced though.
So that's what I'm saying. Somebody was in a cave, like, yo, they run up in here. It's done. You're done. And that's how they probably went and got one, because it's like, yo, it was one dude, one gun, and he killed our whole army.
AR-15s in the late 1950s as a military rifle, but had limited success selling it. I mean, so if you talk about first mass-produced weapon, it's the STG-44, which is German, which you ain't know during World War II. It's crazy.
I mean, Nigel probably know better than us.
Why? Because
I
I used to
don't
live
know.
there.
Cause you what? Yeah, cause you a member. You a member of the force. I don't know what's the top of the line weapon. I'm pretty sure there's a branch that you have not even got to yet, and they use weapons that you ain't never seen before.
Of course.
Probably special forces.
Of course. But
He
that's not for me to discuss.
Oh, here you go, NDA ass nigga. They signed the NDA.
Let me find out you shot a plasma gun.
Yo, speaking of plasma guns, didn't the government was supposed to put out the alien shit in June? What happened?
Yeah.
Did they say anything?
They went in the past and changed something. We in a different timeline, so it never happened.
Are we gonna talk about that?
What the
I mean,
time?
after the assist, nobody dunked it. I'm just saying.
The
He just-
timekeepers, my man.
It definitely sounded like he just baited.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
Waiting for a fish to catch. I'm catching it right now. So, he talking about Loki?
The timekeepers.
LOKI? Or you trying to be
Yo.
low key?
I think. Yo, so for the record though, that wasn't Kong or Kang, whatever the fuck you say.
That's not the Conqueror King.
Wasn't him that
That's not-
Sylvie killed.
That's not he who remains.
not,
No,
it
that's
is
not the
he
same.
who
That-
remains.
He's
That's
one
not the
of-
Conqueror.
No. He
So,
is
wait, time
another-
out.
That was
So
Immortus.
y'all remember when he was talking about there was multiple variants that he met,
Yes.
and then it
Yeah.
ended up creating them fighting each other. So he's just basically saying, I'm one of those people, but I'm the dude supposedly that wants to keep peace. I'm gonna say supposedly because we still don't know. Still going another way. But there's supposedly another variant that goes by King the Conqueror that's now going to try and take charge and be the conqueror of everything.
Just like we saw all them Lokis, there's a whole lot of kings. Think about it like that. We saw all them Lokis in that chilling in that place.
So Loki is in the timeline of King the Conqueror.
We don't know yet. We don't know which specific one that is.
It looked like it because it had the big ass statue with the.
That could have been the king that was just in charge of the timekeepers, like specifically in charge of the timekeepers. We don't know because I was gonna say because you seen how the woman in Broken Nose was talking. They was like he don't know blah blah blah. They was talking. Right. They were talking about
what is your name?
That shit was mad. I'm dead. That shit was mad awkward.
Owen Wilson. I always call Owen Wilson Broken Nose because his nose is like look like somebody decked him and he just never got it fixed. Like,
I think that's what I think he said he had his nose broken, just never got it fixed.
But yeah, it can either be that it's the same timeline and the past was erased and there's a new past which will now be the future or the present, or it could be a whole other timeline that he's on. It could be either or.
The way you just said that reminded me of what they was talking about in Endgame, where he was like, "When you go to the future is now your past." Remember when something like that? So it can never be erased. Remember that? Yeah. So he was like, "So wait, I was lied to about Back to the Future."
That's kind of deep. Once you go to the future,
so it could be either or.
Your past.
He said, "Once you go to the future." What he said? He said something else was now your past, so it cannot be your future. When you go to the past, your future is now your past, so it can't be your future. That's what he said.
But it's also possible that the variant, He Who Remains, can also be the evil dude that was in control of all this, and that's why he wanted them to kill him. Yeah.
I love that acting.
You know what I'm saying?
He did phenomenal.
So many possibles.
What if he wanted her to kill him because he knew he would ascend into a stronger variant of himself? That he knew.
We don't know.
He knew strategically at this time, I'm gonna cross over into this life form, and she killed him.
At this moment, that sounds like we gonna have to wait and find out. Marvel, what
they're doing. When is it dropping? Did they say season 2? This day, this time?
They're not going to be talking about season. They're worrying about the movies right now. So they got What If coming out, and I'm pretty sure What If is supposed to be.
What's What If? That's what
Marvel. So where all these, we got
animated things.
Yeah.
So a whole bunch of what ifs.
Yeah, and I think that's based off of all these different variants or the multiverse. So we got that. What else? We have Mr. Austin got the lineup for the rest of the year. He can just...
so then you're gonna have the Eternals in November, and then also you're gonna have Spider-Man in December, which is supposed to be a multiverse movie, and that's why this last episode of Loki is so important because I might actually open up the Well, it did open up the multiverse.
Damn.
Okay, hold up.
Can lead to how Spider-Man has all the other Spider-Man, and then you also got Doctor Strange,
which is a horror movie, by the way. Doctor Strange is a horror movie, by the way.
When's Shang-Chi coming out?
I believe that's September.
I believe that's
so. We have
recent.
A movie coming out September, November, and December. They trying.
I thought the Shang whatever. I thought that was the Eternals thing. No, he ain't.
No. It's two different movies.
So basically, now you got to think about it like this. Now we got superhero movies in space. And we got superhero movies on Earth. Shang-Chi is an Earth nigga. Eternals is a space nigga. Spider-Man is an Earth nigga, but dealing with the multiverse. So now it's like, now remember we had a bunch of stories that's going to end up being Avengers. Now we got to think about it. They're going to have a bunch of movies connected through space and Earth that somehow is going to, I guess leading to Avengers, not Infinity War. What is it? Secret Wars? Something like
Yeah,
that.
Secret Wars.
Who is it fair to say that the Avengers, the whole, let's say this MCU, the first part, whatever phase, I don't know, Austin, correct me if I say something wrong. Is it fair to say that this first one was based around Captain America and Iron Man? Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
based around the origin of
Okay.
Avengers.
So with all these new movies coming into play, who is this going to be like catered to the most?
I think Spider-Man.
I'll say Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch is probably going to be. And again, we still don't even know who else they're introducing fully. But
No, go ahead.
because we also have more characters that's still going to be coming in. Like, I'm pretty sure Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they're going to have, what's that man name?
Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock, that's coming in. He's going to be a superhero. He's not a real villain. He's not a villain, but he's a strong person. Remember,
We might start out as an anti-hero or something.
for the movie.
Coming out with Ant-Man. I saw a post. I don't know the
Quantumania, and
He's supposed to be fighting a variant of Kong.
I've heard, like, from thing I was saying, that's where King the Conqueror is actually going to be introduced. Is going to be in that movie.
Good, because because that fucking actor mixed with Ant-Man, that'll be a good movie. I think that'll be.
But you gotta think that actor may not act the same. He's gonna play like
a different.
He's gonna
different
be
variant.
like a different, a more serious version of himself. And then ultimately, King the Conqueror is gonna be Fantastic Four's villain. So that's where his arc is gonna end. And then
Is this going to bring in the Silver Surfer?
no,
Max
To
B?
my knowledge, I don't think so.
I'm saying my son's intergalactic. I thought you fought King the Conqueror. But I could be mixing it.
So obviously, as of now, it seems like King is the big bad villain, but he's not the Thanos level villain that they're going to be introducing. I think it's supposed to be Galactus with them bringing in Fantastic Four. With them bringing in Fantastic Four and more people, it seems like Galactus is the big bad that's going to be like the ultimate villain in Secret Wars.
Oh, in Spider-Man, was it No Way Home?
No way.
They're going to have all three Spider-Mans in there.
That's the story. They keep on saying it's not possible, but it's like that's what it's leading to.
But if you think about it, wouldn't it make sense with all these different time zones and timelines?
Yeah.
And they did.
I'm sorry, because I was just thinking about it, because it really hurts me that Hugh Jackman is not going to be Wolverine
when X-Men come.
But if we're talking about multiverse,
Yeah.
I mean, he could show up as, like, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying still.
He could make a cameo, but he could. But I
That's
don't
tough.
know
Well, I didn't
how,
even hear about
because
that.
I feel like if they introduce the X-Men, they're gonna introduce them young.
They already did. So I don't think they're gonna reprise all of that last trilogy.
But that was
happened.
Fox, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Fox.
but they bought Fox, so they have everything from Fox.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
tough.
I mean, I actually did like all of these characters. The
I
only
think
one
that's
they
a good
never
watch.
reprised was Hugh Jackman. So I could see them reprising his role, but I also could see them wanting to go young because everybody else is young as well.
Or they could do some CGI. It might be corny, but
They did CGI for him in Logan, where he basically fought him younger. A person who was supposed to be
that was good ass movie.
Good movie, good storyline. I was like, okay, but all in all, I mean, the direction of Marvel could go literally in so many different directions. I do want to see the additions because seeing X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Avengers all on the same like cinematic universe, that's something I never thought I'd see. Like watching all the cartoons and stuff, I never thought I would see that.
Yeah.
Especially in the live action movie.
Just posted something that I think Deadpool's gonna be in the MCU officially.
He is. I don't know how he. I think he
I
might.
think what's his name?
His own
The
movies.
dude that plays him posted something
Ryan
on his Instagram. Yeah, he posted something on Instagram that insinuated that. I
So
gotta
this
look.
is the thing that,
And it
this is
will
the
be
thing.
rated R.
Yeah, so then Disney's trying to work on creating a section
Disney X.
of
Not Disney.
basically, because like they most of their stuff is for family, so they trying to create like a portion that's just gonna be like rated R stuff. So they
Yeah,
can mix stuff
they
with that.
have to because
They're gonna have to. You know how much money is in that rated R like area? Like it's a lot of money in that area. But it's still gonna sell as is if they do have to
Yeah.
like dumb it down.
But
like
think
a
about it.
Disney mature thing.
But think about it like this: when you making $2 billion being a PG-13 movie, you don't technically really have to go into rated R, because when you go into rated R, you do take out a lot of kids, like a lot of money from kids, where adults are already watching the movie even if it's PG-13 because it's so good.
They are losing viewership to shows like Invincible and The Boys. That's like cartoons that are adult graphic. Like they has that gore and
Marvel Cinematic.
language.
Marvel ain't missing out on no money. Let's be honest.
I was low key tight watching Loki and watching them fight with blades and not seeing no bloodshed.
No blood.
Like, come on. It just like I get it, it's Disney, but I was like, come on.
It's Marvel. Like
You see somebody getting decked in the face.
No blood.
I think personally, since I've been watching Marvel for so long, I don't really care that it's no.
But you
blood.
don't think it'll be a slight, like a little bit better if they cursing and wilding and violating and blood and
Like
gore.
I think the perfect movie for that would have been Ragnarok.
It'll make it more comic like, because there's no filters in the comic.
No, there isn't. They be showing motherfuckers' heads chopped off.
I want to say,
You got to think about the timer in though.
Wait. Not to segue too far away, but I have to say, I watched Space Jam 2.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Theron, did you watch it?
I did not watch it.
Oh, we can't talk about it.
You can talk about it. I don't
think the Ron cares. I honestly didn't care watching it myself. Like, I watched it in like 3 days. You get me? Like, I kept turning it off, coming back. Like,
It is a long movie.
it wasn't a sit through watching. It was like, I'm eating something. Alright, I'm done eating. Okay, turn it off.
What did you think?
I'm rewatching. I'm rewatching
I will
Game
say-
of Thrones before I'm watching that movie. I don't. And that's.
Yeah, it's weird because like
It's very weird.
it's not Space Jam. Like, it's not the first Space Jam. You can't compare it. It's not the same thing. It's definitely like a second installment of Space Jam. It's not like a redo of the classic that we saw. This is another chapter of Space Jam. Because the first one is about Michael Jordan. This one's about LeBron James. So off rip, 2 different legacies. Storyline can't be the same.
Okay.
They made it more family orientated, but then also I don't understand because I still felt like it was like you couldn't be too young watching this because they were saying like hell and he was cursing, but they was bleeping it out like beep beep beep. So I'm like, is this for kids? Like I don't even know if it was for kids or not, but the acting was terrible.
I told
son.
you. I said that.
I was like, what?
I have a question though. I have a question. You say that. Did you sit down and watch Jordan as an adult?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
The first Jordan barely has any lines. So don't say like
He had.
Space Jam.
he does not have a lot of lines.
He has no acting ability, Jordan. It's like short camera motions, like he's looking at the camera, like he's not really conveying expressions and shit. So I will give LeBron his credit because
He's trying. He tried.
he's doing it. But I can tell it's like
It's bad because he's not an actor. He's a basketball player. But you can't. You trying to compare a person who's trying to act and someone who was just in a movie while Bugs Bunny and them literally was the show.
He
Like,
had. Yo, hold on.
His kids acted better than him in the movie. That's not his real kids, but you know what I mean? That section when they was going with the kids and stuff, that was a better than anything Jordan had other than the that was it. Like Jordan wasn't. It wasn't.
I feel like Jordan had that movie at the pinnacle of his. I wouldn't say it was like at the top.
It was at a good. It was at a good time.
It was right after his.
It was still high.
When did he have it?
That was
95, 96. 95. That was because it's Jordan 11 Space Jam.
We at the end tail of LeBron career, so it's like
After his fourth. It was
So
after
when
his
should he?
fourth,
When should he have this movie? We talking like Miami Heat?
nah, because it would be a different story, and the storyline is the plot is totally different from what Space
It could have been after. It could have been after Cleveland. That Cleveland one.
I will say yeah, but they picked up from LA. I will say though, it was good production. It was a good movie, but
Acting.
Yo, though,
I don't
it was
know. Maybe
bad.
if I was a kid, I probably wouldn't notice as much. But like, with the amount of cinematic experience these eyes have seen, it's like,
Changes it.
nah.
Changes it. I'm telling you, Jordan's performance was so minuscule in the movie. It's so easy to be like, that movie was better. Jordan, blah blah. Jordan ain't do anything. Like
There's a lot of the tunes and the monsters trying to
that's
get.
it. That's all that is. Tunes.
There's a lot of plot leading up to the main stage.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron is all out through this movie.
And I didn't even watch
he's
it, but I
really
know.
acting.
Or trying to
trying
act.
to.
Little trying to
Yeah,
act.
he
So,
was definitely
Like
trying.
at the beginning, when he was trying to be the certain type of father, I was like, yeah, he really trying to act. But it's just
That
like,
shit was so bad to me though. Like, it
LeBron
was
gave
so
you more to
bad.
criticize.
Yeah.
LeBron giving
yeah.
you more to criticize because
Yeah.
one, I can't. Like I'm going to continue to say, we were kids when Space Jam came out. We have a different kind of feeling. We wasn't looking at Jordan's acting. We looking at Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, laughing like we laughing at them.
Yeah.
We're not caring about Jordan doing anything, but we know he's Jordan, so he gonna be nice and bald. Like us looking at adult, we're already trying to, because it's Space Jam, we're trying to compare the two, looking for anything to make two be either better or worse than one. And that alone makes the movie harder to judge because we're looking at it like, okay, LeBron's acting's trash. I've seen so many things where people like, LeBron's so trash. His acting was trash. He's so bad. Why are you looking at it as you got to look at the actor, the LeBron. You don't got to you're not supposed to be looking at LeBron. LeBron he's the main character, but in it being Space Jam, he's still the supporting character to Bugs Bunny, to Daffy Duck, to
I will say also when the part of the movie was animated, he was
Yes.
Yes.
That was the best parts of the movie to me. I like the part where they went to the different universes and picked up the characters. That was the best part. That was the best part.
Warner Brother.
Yeah, that was the best part of the movie by far.
The grandma in the Matrix though, that killed me.
Porky Pig, come on, come
I
on.
ain't like that part. I ain't like PIG.
No, I didn't. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I didn't like that either.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like that.
I'm really mad they ain't put my man in the skunk. I even have to watch.
Yeah, they canceled him. They canceled him.
I'm really mad
They canceled. They got him up out of there. They said he too much for the culture.
Harassing, so he out of here.
When you analyze that, do you get that vibe from him?
Cultural appropriation? I mean, sexual appropriation?
I mean,
I don't get that.
According to what sexual harassment is, he technically kind of is doing that, and they don't want to promote that. But at the same time, it's like
We know it's a cartoon.
as a kid, I don't think that. You know what I'm saying? So
we can't.
Go ahead.
What was the cartoon when the nigga would kidnap? That might have been on Adult Swim. I'll take it back.
But they canceling my man. I've only seen one post where they canceling Johnny Bravo, and Johnny Bravo was 3 times worse than the skunk. So Johnny Bravo was wilding.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo really didn't care. He did not care
But
at all.
again, and he was.
They got to cancel I Am Weasel with the bad boom. I said walk around with his cheeks out. Oh, man, do
They
that.
cancel that?
Nah,
No.
nah.
I'm just saying. He
Like,
was just double cheeked out. You can't do that. Come on.
you cancel one, you gotta cancel all. And I'm like, at the end of the day, it's our childhood. Like, we not looking at it like, oh, he's doing this to women, so I should do it to women. Like, we understand the constructs of what's right and wrong. Like, that's like people who blame Grand Theft Auto for why people shoot. No, because we know that's right or wrong. We know what's right or wrong. Like, it's a
So if that's the
feel
mindset,
like
they
the
shouldn't be
world-
canceled.
Do you feel like the world is too sensitive?
Yes.
Now,
Like-
yes.
It's always an avenue for somebody to be offended.
That's social media. That's what social media created. A voice for
And
everybody.
it's like, yo, be offended. The fuck? I mean, not like that sounded crazy. That sounded crazy. Yo,
That sounds.
Google, don't come after me, bro. Google, don't send your hitters after me, Google.
Imagine that. I need your final opinion. I'm gonna wrap things up. Go ahead, Austin. Well, Austin, you need to fix your goddamn mic for next time. Probably sometime
got
next
you.
week.
Fix your Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
How about
something.
that? Wi-Fi going crazy. You like literally how you were sounding. We like, well, okay.
All right, we're like, all right, Austin.
We need subtitles on your joint.
Imagine.
Even the subtitles.
He ain't got nothing to say, Trav. Go ahead, Trav.
Even his subtitles will be stuttering.
Did that do it?
That's all, folks. My unpopular opinion. If you getting cyberbullied, you just need to go outside and sign up for boxing.
Or just go outside. Get off your computer.
Oh yeah, today was a nice ass day. Yeah, today was a nice ass day.
Somebody.
What you got, Theron? I got a good one. Wait till you hear this one.
My final opinion, my unpopular opinion. I might concede that Giannis having a better career than AD.
Noah Lyles will win the 200-meter dash. He will win it.
That's a favorite.
That's a given.